Hello, it's Anna Sigga here, and today I have two cards to share with you, and I'm creating slimline cards using the Come One Come All 8x8 paper pad. I just love this piece of paper because you can get so many different kinds of patterns just by cutting these in ever width that you like. Choose which one you want. You want a narrow or a wider one. I just love this. So when I had cut these all down, I figured which two of these I wanted for my cards, and I cut a solid pattern, I guess, as a background. I didn't really measure it beforehand, only afterwards, and it was like 1.5 inch width. The only thing I was focusing on is to have a bit of a background to that decorative strip that I already cut. And I'm using the new ink pads from Graphic 45, and this one is marine blue. I absolutely love these ink pads. These are beautiful colours and they are really bright, which is a wee bit surprising because that would be more muted, but I do love that fact. And that, in fact, helps with any kind of stamping, because then you can do second generation and you actually get two different kinds of colours. I like that. And of course, these are perfect for any inking of any kind. And I do love to ink my pattern paper. So of course I love these. And now that I've inked both of my papers, I'm just adding adhesive to the back because I'm going to be adding this one in the middle-ish, and then of course to the backing of the larger one as well. And I'm just placing that in the middle. Now the idea is to create a bit of a mixed media-ish, I guess, kind of card. So I want this to be at an angle, and I'm just figuring out where, but then I also wanted something in the background. So I am using the sparkly washi tapes, and I'm using the silver one for this because that way I get a wee bit of a frame and a bit of sparkliness to the background as well. And I do love a bit of sparkle. I'm just using a bone folder to burnish that tape in to make sure that it doesn't really fly away or get loose or anything like that. And like I said, I didn't really measure, I'm just eyeballing it really. And what I really like about the washi tape is that if you haven't really burnished it, you can easily, well, semi-easily, just take it off the cardstock and move it around, which I did in this case. Like I said, measuring is not my thing too much these days, so I'm just going with the flow, I guess. And I'm just cutting off the excess, and then I'm just placing the pattern paper strip that I've already created to go there in the middle of that one. No, I am not. Sorry. I decided to use the Script and Argyle stamps, and since this color is quite bright, first off, I used a second generation stamping, but I didn't actually take all the darkest color off, so you get kind of a two-tone inking, and I really like that. It just creates a wee bit of a mixed media-ish kind of a background with very little effort. I like that. And now I am adding the pattern paper strip to the middle. I really like how that stamp looks on the background. A beautiful two-tone ink or blue ink colours. I really like that. And again, I'm just cutting the excess of the pattern paper. I'm just reburnishing the fold. And now, of course, I'm making something with mixed media kind of a thingy, I guess. I just have to add splatters. So I'm using Tim Holtz oxide spray, and I'm just adding a wee bit of splatters here and there. Not too much, just a little bit. And I'm keeping the same bluish kind of a tone as I am with the ink that I used. Now I'm looking for the focal point, and I want to use the chipboard. And I'm just cutting the plastic that is around the image I want to use, and that way I am less likely to have my chipboard pieces falling all over the place. They might do, but they're less likely. And I'm just using a sanding file. This is just for nails really, to get those tiny little slits from the chipboard piece. And then I'm going to be inking that piece with the same ink as I used for the stamping and all. And of course I am adding foam to the back of it because, well, I do love things to pop up, so yeah, it's kind of my thing, I guess. And just using any kind of foam tape that you have lying around that just is able to cover most of the piece itself. And then just ink all the edges. I mean, look at how that changes that chipboard piece. Adds so much depth to it. I really like that. And then just figure out where I want that sentiment to be and just stick it down. And there you have it. I'm not really centering it, it's like at an angle. I do like things at an angle, I guess. And now I'm adding, of course, my favourite embellishment. The pearls, of course. And I'm choosing silver to match the washi tape itself. These pearls just make any creation, I don't know, it just finishes everything off in my head. Just love them. And I'm running low again, so I need to restock. And I also wanted to add just a wee bit more sparkly stuff, so I just cut a piece of the same washi tape and cut it so I would have like a tiny little banner at the top. I just like having something else at the opposite edge, so why not? It's quick and simple, quite easy to do. It looks really pretty. And that's the first card done. So for the second card, I'm using the same collection and everything. The only thing I'm changing is the ink color, and I'm using the red ink pad from Graphic 45. Another beautiful color, just love that. Oh, love this, beautiful for inking and stamping and all that stuff. So I decided to go another approach with this one. I took the same stamp as I used before, and I decided to stamp the background first to get a wee bit of a different kind of look. And I'm using second generation stamping for that, because it is a really bright red color. And then I'm doing a bit of splattering as well with a distress oxide spray. Unless I want to try a different approach and do the splattering stuff first instead of doing it after I started the card. A nice way to go about it. I mean, you can go any way you please. And I've already adhered the decorative piece of the pattern paper to the background piece of it. And for this card I'm using the gold sparkly tape. Another beautiful one. Just love this hint of sparkliness. And it's so easy, just a tape It's just a quick thing to add to a card. I love it. And again, I'm just eyeballing it, figuring out what I think it looks all right. And then I just burnish the tape to make sure that everything is stuck, nothing is moving. And again, just cut off the edges of those bits hanging over. And then I basically do the same process over again, adding that pattern paper strip and the chipboard piece, and of course my lovely pearls and that little banner notch at the top. So it's really nice that you can use just one idea for a card, but you can apply it with the same collection, just different kinds of pattern paper, and you get a completely new look to a very similar design. I really like that. And these 8x8 paper pads are really nice for cards. Of course, they're great for scrapbooking and mini album making, but they work really nice on cards. And the colours in these collections are really pretty and very happy. They're bright and they're like full of life. I love that. And again then the image, and of course I add foam tape to the back because, well, I can't help myself. I'm adding foam tape to anything really. Just making sure I'm covering everything. And then I add that to the card. And like I mentioned before, then it is just all about the pearls. And the card is really done after that. And yes, the pearls, and this time I'm using the gold pearls because, well, they do match the washi tape itself. Now I have several still shots of the cards here at the end, and I will have the list of supplies over on the Graphic 45 blog as well as my personal blog. So thanks so much for stopping by. See you later.